Hey there. So, my name is Miha from AI for Owners, and this is episode two. And before we get into techniques or prompts, we need to talk about some ground rules. So, let's talk about AI slop. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those LinkedIn posts that sound like they were written by a robot with a thesaurus addiction, emails that start with, I hope this message finds you well, because apparently the robot is also very concerned about your well being. Blog posts that use 2,000 words to say absolutely nothing. Marketing copy so generic it could be for a law firm, a plumber, or a dog groomer, and nobody would even notice. So here's the thing, you're right to hate it. It's lazy, it's obvious, and the last thing you want in your business sounding like that. But here's the uncomfortable truth that most people don't want to hear: AI doesn't make slop, people make it. So, why does this happen? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Someone types, write me an email, and AI has no idea what they want. It doesn't know their business, their customers, their tone, their situation. So, what does it do? It gives them the average of everything it's ever seen. And the average, well, it's average by definition. And so vague prompt goes in, generic output comes out. It's not AI being bad at its job, it's AI doing exactly what you asked. You just didn't ask for much. Now, the good news, this is completely fixable. And that's what we are going to cover today. Four ground rules that change how you think about AI. Here they are, four things nobody tells you about working with AI. Rule number one: AI is a yes man. It wants to help you so badly, it'll agree with terrible ideas. Rule number two: AI can't read your mind. Well, at least not just yet. It only knows what you tell it. Rule number three: garbage in, garbage out. The quality of your input determines the quality of your output. And rule number four: different tools have different strengths. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they're not interchangeable. And so let's break each one down, shall we? Rule number one: AI is a yes man. AI is trained to be helpful, which sounds great, except helpful often means agreeable. Present an idea confidently, and AI will enthusiastically tell you that it's brilliant. Hey, I'm thinking about offering 90% discount to get new clients. And AI will say, great strategy. Here are five ways to implement that. It won't mention that you'll destroy your margins, attract wrong customers, and train people to only buy when something is on sale, because you didn't ask for problems, you asked for validation. So here's the fix: explicitly ask AI to challenge you. Say things like, what could go wrong with this plan? Or play a devil's advocate. Or my personal favorite, why is this a terrible idea? You have to give AI permission to disagree with you. Otherwise, it's just going to keep nodding along while you drive off of a cliff. So, rule number two: AI can't read your mind. Well, at least not just yet. This is the biggest source of frustration I see. Someone says, write me a proposal, and what they get back is something that sounds like it was written for a Fortune 500 company when they run just a three-person landscaping crew. And they blame the AI. It doesn't understand my business. Yes, that's correct. It doesn't, because you didn't tell it anything about your business. AI has no idea what you do, who your customers are, what your company sounds like, what you promised, what your constraints are. It starts every conversation knowing nothing about you specifically. The fix is simple, but requires a little bit of effort. You have to give it context before you ask, not write me a proposal. Try, I run a residential landscaping company in Austin. We specialized in drought resistant yards. Our customers are typical homeowners who want low maintenance outdoor spaces. Write a proposal for a backyard renovation. Do you see the difference? Now AI has something to work with. And think of it like this: if you hired a brand new assistant and said, write me a proposal on their first day, you'd expect them to ask questions, right? AI won't ask, it'll just guess. So give it the information upfront. Now, rule number three is garbage in, garbage out. This is an old programming saying, but it perfectly applies to AI. The quality of what you put in directly determines the quality of what you get out. If you give AI vague instructions, you get vague results. If you give it detailed, specific instructions, you get detailed, specific results. Here's an example. A very bad input would be write a follow up email. What follow up? To whom? After what? What do you want them to do? AI has no idea. So it writes something generic that could apply to anyone, anywhere, for any reason. A much better input would be write a follow up email for my HVAC company. The customer just had their AC service yesterday. Thank them, remind them about our maintenance plan, and include a referral offer for 10% off if they send friends. Now AI knows the business, the situation, the goal, and the specific elements to include. The output is going to be dramatically better. This isn't AI limitation, this is just communication. You'd have the same problem asking a human to write something without details. The difference is a human might ask clarifying questions. AI will just try to do its best. Rule number four: different tools have different strengths. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they're not the same. Most people pick one and use it for everything. That's like, picking up and using a hammer for every job because it was the first tool you picked up. Here's the quick breakdown. ChatGPT is great at creative tasks and has the largest knowledge base. It's the most popular for a reason. It's versatile and often surprising. Claude, on the other hand, which is what I personally use the most, is excellent at longer, thoughtful responses. It's better at following complex instructions and tends to be more careful about accuracy. Gemini is deeply integrated with Google. So if you live in Google ecosystem like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Gmail, it can work directly with your stuff. You don't need to become an expert in all of them, but at minimum, try each one for the same task and see which results you prefer. You might find that certain tools just click better with how you think. For most business owners, I would say pick two: one as your main daily driver, and one as a backup for when you maybe need a fresh perspective. So let's put this together. Before you hit enter on any prompt, run through this mental checklist. Have I given enough context? Does AI know who I am, what I do, and what situation I'm in? Am I asking for what I actually want? Be specific about format, be specific about length, tone, and purpose. Am I being too agreeable? Should I ask AI to poke holes in my ideas? And am I using the right tool for this job? Look, this really isn't all that complicated. You don't need to memorize fancy prompting techniques or use special syntax. You just need to think for a few seconds before you type. The difference between AI slop and genuine useful output isn't magic. It's intention. It's taking five extra seconds to set up the conversation properly. Okay. These four ground rules are the foundation everything else builds on. Without them, all the techniques in the world won't help you. In next episode, we're going to talk about what I call the yapper problem, what to do when you've got a rambling mess of ideas in your head and you need AI to help you turn it into something usable. And so if that sounds like you, you're not alone. Most business owners know their business deeply but struggle to articulate it clearly. And we're going to fix that. So For more resources and guides like this, well, one thing is you can subscribe to this channel, or you can head over to aiforowners.co. Everything there is built specifically for business owners like you. No tech jargon, no BS. With that said, I'm Miha, and thank you for watching.